With Aspen Plus version 7.3, you can use AspenTech's cost modeling technology to evaluate the relative cost of your process designs. The first step is to specify the number of hours in the operating year. Then I can specify the cost options on the new costing toolbar. New to this release is the use of Aspen Process Economic Analyzer templates. I can use the template to set the defaults for the design basis, location, and many of the factors used to evaluate costs. I can also use this feature to customize the mapping, the sizing, and the costing algorithms used by Process Economic Analyzer. I can define my own methods through Excel spreadsheets. I can also specify the operating life of the plant, the length of plant startup, and the start of basic engineering. Next, I can specify my stream prices. This is the price of the feed and product streams. These are used as the raw material cost and the product cost within the Economic Analyzer. I can also use Aspen's utility feature to specify the price of each of my process utilities. I then assign those utilities to the various unit operations. When I run my model, Aspen Plus will calculate the utility cost and the stream and product cost and give me a report called the cost summary. So I can see the net operating costs in terms of the total costs associated with my heating utilities, my cooling utilities, and my cost of feeds and products. If I want to evaluate capital costs and get a more detailed operating cost estimate, I need to use the integrated costing feature. Once I've activated the costing, I can load the data and map it to the unit operations. The next step is to map my unit operation models to cost equipment models. To use out-of-the-box sizing, go ahead and take the defaults. If I want to use custom sizing, then I'll select the Size Icarus Project Components option and review sizing selection. This will give me the option of overriding the standard sizing methods. First, I can review the mapping for each type of equipment. In my process, E070 is a furnace instead of a floating head heat exchanger, so I'll use replace mapping and call up a furnace. When I'm satisfied with all of my mappings, I can click OK. When using custom sizing, this form gives you the option of changing the sizing methods. Here I have a number of pumps. I can choose new sizing, and I can pick from various custom sizings that I've implemented through Excel. I would repeat this for all of the equipment that requires custom sizing, and then click OK. When the system is done sizing, I can open the equipment view. The equipment summary allows me to view and change all of the equipment parameters. For this process, I should use Inconel on the process side because of the nature of the material. I'll make similar changes throughout my model to get the right material of construction. For R100, the reactor, because I'm using a Gibbs reactor, Aspen Plus doesn't have the size parameters, so here I'll enter those size parameters. I need to resize because sometimes the material of construction can influence the size calculations. In a heat exchanger, the thermal conductivity of the material will have an impact on the exchanger size. Then I'll click Evaluate to evaluate cost. Now Aspen Economic Analyzer is using rigorous cost modeling to evaluate the cost of the equipment and the bulks associated with that equipment. I can view the cost of each equipment item. New in this release, I also get estimates for the dry equipment weight and the total installed weight. The cost summary shows the total capital cost, the total operating cost, the raw material cost, the product revenue, the total utility cost, and the payout period. The payout period is a good overall measure because it includes capital depreciation as well as annual operating cost.